Gambling is an activity undertaken by many Australians. Over 80% of Australian adults engage in gambling of some kind, which is the highest rate of gambling in the world. This number includes some 4% of the adult population who play the pokies once a week, accounting for some 62% of locals' annual gambling spend. Gambling is a significant public health issue, with around 80,000 to 160,000 of Australian adults experiencing significant problems from gambling, and a further 250,000 to 350,000 experiencing moderate risks that may make them vulnerable to problem gambling. In 2015-16, gambling revenue made up 7.7% of state and territory taxation revenue. The rate was lowest in Western Australia and highest in Victoria. Gambling revenue as a portion of state taxation revenue has fallen for all states and territories. Between 2006-07 and 2015-16, total Australian gambling revenue in 2008-09 was just over $19 billion and the share of household consumption was 3.1%. New South Wales has a long history of gambling. Australia's first official horse racing meeting occurred in 1810 at Hyde Park in Sydney. The first official Australian lottery occurred in 1881 at the Sydney Cup. And registered clubs operated the first legal poker machines in Australia from 1956. Approximately 95,800 of pokies are in NSW, a state total beaten only by Nevada, which operated 181,109 gambling machines in 2014. Between the 1st of December 2017 to the 31st of May 2018, NSW clubs made a net profit of $1,945,161,625 and hotels made a net profit of $1,169,040,731 from pokies alone. Fairfield had the highest poker machine revenue in the state for 2013, generating $298 million in clubs and $93 million in pubs. From the start of the year to August, this figure is $123 million greater than the combined total of profits generated from poker machines in the city of Sydney. From January to March 2013, poker machines in the Hunter region had a turnover of $4.5 billion, showing an increase of $500 million since 2010. Daily figures show a spend of $12.5 million, working out to be $8,682 per minute. The Office of Liquor, Gaming and Racing found that Newcastle was the Hunter region's most profitable location, with the 3,206 poker machines averaging $44,963 each. The top 5 most profitable clubs for gaming revenue in the Hunter region in 2010 were: the top 5 most profitable hotels for gaming revenue in the Hunter region in 2010 were: according to the latest figures from Liquor and Gaming NSW, there are 4,046 poker machines in 39 clubs on the Central Coast, and 626 poker machines in 29 hotels, making a total of 4,672 poker machines on the Central Coast. That means 2.37% of the total number of poker machines in Australia are on the NSW Central Coast. Gosford has approximately 1928 pokies, spread across 37 venues. That is the equivalent of one poker machine for every 71 adults. In 2010-11, venues in Gosford made approximately $95,865,000 in profit from pokies. That equates to $700 for each adult member of Gosford's population. Wyong has approximately 2,608 pokies, spread across 35 venues. That is the equivalent of one poker machine for every 47 adults. In 2010-11, venues in Wyong made approximately $123,159,000 in profit from pokies. That equates to $1,000 for each adult member of Wyong's population. The Central Coast has a higher prevalence of problem gambling than the NSW average. Young men between the ages of 18 to 24 living on the Central Coast are the biggest players of poker machines in NSW and are the highest risk group for problem gambling. In 2008, Central Coast Gambling Help carried out a survey of 200 young people aged from 13 to 24 and found, since the introduction of new gambling services, including online gambling, the Commonwealth has taken a more active role in the regulation of gambling. But the Australian gambling industry is also regulated by state and territory authorities. Traditionally, gambling has been legislated at a state and territory level rather than by the Commonwealth. The Interactive Gambling Act was passed by the Australian Commonwealth Parliament on 28 June 2001. It received assent on the 11th of July 2001. The Act is targeted at online gambling operators, making it an offence for them to offer real money online interactive gambling to residents of Australia. It also makes it illegal for online gambling operators to advertise real money interactive gambling services to Australian citizens. That being said, the amount spent on online gaming by Australians reached some $800 million by 2010. According to the official 2010 productivity report of the Australian government, accessing and using the interactive gambling services is not an offence. It is also allowed to companies based in Australia to offer their gambling services to gamblers located outside Australia, with the exception of those countries that were called designated countries. Gamblers' winnings in Australia are not taxed. There are three main reasons for that. Taxation of gambling operators in Australia. DIF